Hello, my name is Terrenceville, and I'm going to be talking about my favorite piece of art, Mass Effect. It is a game made by BioWare and EA. It is my favorite all time game. I first encountered the game when I was younger, around I think 2011. What drew me to Mass Effect is like it was one of the few games that like straight up had actual science in the game. Actual straight up space flight. What makes this thing work? How does it work? What science is it based on? And how is that science applicated in this world? And that always, space flight always amazed me because to get on a rocket, fly into space, and traverse space just is fascinating to me. And it always has been. The first game, it was rough. It was really, really rough. It had bad visuals. It had a all everywhere kind of story, but the choices in the game make up for all that. Whether you influencing another person, whether you're talking to one of the NPCs, whether you're making a relationship with somebody in the game, it changes the outlook of everything around it by your standards, whether you want to be good, whether you want to be bad, or whether you want to be straight up in the middle. You can change. The story is based around your choices 100%. It's kind of like a Telltale game, but it was a Telltale game before the Telltale games. And it stuck with me not because of how it looked or how it played, but the story itself wrapped around this gigantic universe with so much more room to grow. And it hit me at my core because usually I like story games, but it's usually more about the gameplay to me. When it comes down to it, it had an effect on me by advancing the story even more and even more. And once it got around to the second game, it really struck a chord with me because you have the nostalgia of the first two games. Things come around, things get better, new people, new characters, more story. And then on top of that in the second game, they made the visuals better, which made it more appealing to the eye. So all in all, the second game of the three-part series is perfect. It's out of everything. It plays good, it has a good story, it has good mechanics, and everything inside of that game makes it better. Like the game itself makes itself better, especially when they added DLC to the game. And the effect is like when it always comes down to, no matter how a game is, no matter where it comes from, mobile, PC, Xbox, PlayStation, the game, if it doesn't have a good story, it's not that all that good of a game for me, in my opinion. And story is everything. Even multiplayer games, they have story in some degree, whether it's Overwatch or Team Fortress 2. Games like that are purely multiplayer are better based on the stuff either people make up or the little things that it's like a purely multiplayer game, but you have these little black stories, these little things that don't explain much to you. It's still all a part of the story. It's my favorite because all in all, everything connects to each other. Whether you're talking about space travel, indoctrination, future technology, it always connects full circle with everything. Like one thing is influenced by this thing, another thing is influenced by this thing, and it all comes together to make a full circle rich lore universe. And it inspires me because it takes a lot of work, a lot of detail, a lot of real life science to make stuff like this possible. It takes the research alone for, like, even if you looked it up now, the research alone for Mass Effect would probably take you a couple hours to sift through all the lies and all the stuff that isn't real and all the stuff that is real. It takes a lot to it takes a lot to put all of that into a story just to make a game. It makes me respect game design even more, because on top of the art, the programming, the direction, you have to have somebody who's willing to do all that research to make the game itself better. And it's just inspiring to see somebody put that much in, put all that work into that, when they could easily do something that's not as good. And that's my favorite game. That's what inspires me to be a game designer. Thank you for watching.